name is Rishi here. So can we have a quick introduction of you guys?
Yeah, sure. This is Venkat. I've been working in software like around 14 years,
Okay.
and especially in CMS content management system from last 5 years.
Okay.
The product called Fatware and Web Center Sites. That's where I'm working on. Still going on. But I look uh, more towards Adobe. I thought it would be added value add to my resume. Yeah.
Good. So you're based in the US or in India?
I'm in US.
Okay. That's fine. And you have idea of core Java, JSP, servlets, all those things?
Yeah, core Java I know, JSP also I know. Not much into servlets, but
Not much.
yeah.
Okay.
Mhm.
And
Is it
you're in touch.
mandatory to know like a servlets? I mean, be honest, like if I need to know, like I'll jump on that and I'll
Yeah,
learn.
you. I
But
mean, you just need to know at a basic level, like what is the entry point of a servlet, what is the exit point. I mean, any
okay,
YouTube video for 1 hour should be more than enough. And even in
okay,
JSP, like what are the different tags, all those things you need to know.
okay,
Different, what is the declare?
okay,
How do I create a custom tag? What is a declaration tag? All those different
okay,
types of tags. And in core Java, most primarily we need collections. So as
okay,
long as you are good in collections and iterations, that should be enough. And
okay,
also HTML and HTML5, right? Once we encounter any tags, even if you just go and research on that, that should be enough.
okay. How about
Prerequisite.
JavaScript?
JavaScript is also required, yes. I mean,
Okay.
any CMS, right? It's mostly about front-end building components, so good JavaScript is always
Mhm.
good.
Okay.
But JavaScript, not too much to learn AEM. But
Mm-hmm.
when you sit and implement, usually you would have separate UI teams who will give you the all the front end part, so that
Right.
if you don't have and your ability should be to debug that and all those things,
Mm-hmm. Okay.
but not
Okay.
to sit and code UI, but at least if you are able to manage with it, it should be enough.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, thank you, Venkat, for your introduction. Okay, so let's start with Kumar.
Rishi, this is Kumar. Actually, I have overall 9 years of IT experience, but I'm more into mainframe side. But I know the core areas of Java content as well.
Okay.
Looking forward to step into new technology.
Okay, so why did you choose AEM? Like, what is the reason? What is the motivation for you guys to choose AEM?
For me, I know what's happening in the CMS, and also I see most of the things are moving to digital, where content management, where in mobile, many things happening, and also I see good demand in AEM than any other technologies in similar architecture.
Mm-hmm.
uh, like that's I see a lot of opportunities in AM, and that
Okay.
you need to confirm again that whether it's correct or
Yeah,
not.
that's correct. That's
Um,
correct. I mean, let us understand technically, like, what is it that is driving people to this one? Yes, there is a lot of demand. So even if you look at the job market in any country,
mm,
there's a global demand for this one, and there is
okay.
of course a resource shortage, and it's a very expensive tool as well. Like they charge like $100,000 per year just for the license.
How much is that?
Hundred
30?
thousand dollars. $100,000.
$100,000. Mm-hmm.
Just
Okay.
for the author license. So if you go for the Adobe Marketing suite, they have different other products also. So overall, they'll bill you around $250,000. So only big Fortune 100 or Fortune 200 can afford such kind of
Okay.
things. But
But
let's talk. Yeah.
it's an open market software, right? Like anyone can download it and do it, right?
No, no, not at all. The underlying architecture stack they use is open source, but
Uh,
the entire package, whatever they have done, the tool, no,
uh,
it's not open source, not at
oh,
all.
okay. Mm-hmm. For training and all, we can download it and do it. That's what you mean, right?
There is no place, not even a single link that gives you this. You need a
Oh,
separate training license for that one.
okay, okay, okay. Uh,
Okay, to give us some introduction about myself, so like I am a Adobe Architect certified as well as developer certified. I
uh,
worked on about 6 large-scale implementations of AEM. I was working
uh,
with Adobe itself as a consultant. Now I work as a consultant where wherever any requirements are there, I just pitch in for expert services or consulting. Those are the kind of engagements that I agree to. And yes, so my intention here is like I am going to, how I'm going to do this. So right, every day I hand over some kind of class notes on whatever we cover. Okay. In addition to this one, like what are the keywords are there, so once you go through this you'll understand. So then in addition to this, like this, I have till day 10, day 15, day till day 32 this goes on. So this is like a total 50 to 55 hours session. In addition to this, I'm going to provide you with a developer student book. This is given by Adobe itself. This is a developer student book. So if you look at my module, I've consolidated about 40 topics, not 40, I think 30 to 35 topics from both developer as well as advanced developer. And this is the advanced. So I have a combined module of both developer as well as advanced developer. I'm going to hand over the PDFs of both. Then also I'm going to hand over the jar file. Okay, this is the jar, that is a distribution jar file with a license file. That is what I'm going to hand over.
Okay. I
And
have two
also
questions.
after yeah, so let me complete for a minute and you can ask the questions. And also I hand over the code, right? So whatever we are doing is totally hands-on. I'm going to hand over the code. So if you look at this, I have separated this into different exercises where there is a code after every exercise which we are going to do, and then I'm going to hand over. This is the way we work. Now you can start with your question.
Yeah, that after learning this Adobe, like after 55 classes, whatever 55 topics, what you told, 32, whatever you remember, what are the other things we need to learn? Like any third-party tool or anything needs to be learned to get on to the job really, or
Yes, got it. So this we are learning again. There are three kinds of roles that play in Adobe. So one is the AEM author. The author is the one who is responsible for creating the websites.
Right.
So he's going to use the web components that is built by developers and create the website. But you need to focus on what area you want to do, whether you want to go to the authoring area, whether you want to go to the administration area. When I say administration, setting up the environments, you know the admin task, right? Taking care of the deployments, maintenance of the environment, daily, doing a daily optimization of deployment related activities. Then there is something called dispatcher. You need to set up the dispatch, all those things. So that is at the admin level. And the third level is this developer, right? So when you say developer, there are two kinds. One is developer and one is advanced developer. So if you feel that no, I want to look at an enterprise architect, I want to look myself as an architect, then what you can do is you can take up both developer as well as admin, okay? And then so that you will have an overview of everything that is there. If you feel no, I want to be only a developer, then you can go for this dev and advanced dev. And if you are at an architect level, it's also good to know other solutions, how to integrate this with other solutions and all those things. So such things come by experience. There's no training that is going to give you the integration experience. But to answer your question,
my question is a little different. Suppose I want to become I decided to be a developer, and after learning this developer and advanced developer, and do I need to learn any other tools or anything anything which would be value add, or it's required to be really onto the job?
Yeah, this is enough. This is more than sufficient to get to the job. So running this course, right? Parallelly, if you can read through some blogs, right? If they post in some real-time scenarios, how they fix something, right? So to know that well, you need to know the fundamentals. So that is where I insist.
Okay. And I have one more question. Okay. After finishing the training license, whatever you give us, like, will it continue to get practice, or do we need to get any special permission, or or we need to pay for that?
No, you can continue to use it. But the only thing with this one is you should not distribute it anywhere.
Okay.
As long as you are using on your standalone and not circulating that, it is it will work.
Okay.
But you cannot do any real-time projects with this one. That is where you'll get. So the moment it goes into production, it will start getting tracked.
Oh, okay. But is there any really difference between production and this one, or?
Yeah, this is a training license what I'm handing over. And in production, when you buy a license, right, you will have a customer name. So in the how the license file looks like is you'll have a product ID. I mean key, it's called a product key
That's
and
the
a
only
customer
difference?
name. Yes, that's the only difference, nothing else.
Okay, I mean, I'm asking concept-wise or anything like, any functions or anything will not work in the training and it works.
Oh, no. Everything
Okay,
works. The only thing is you cannot take it
okay,
to production.
okay, I'm good. Kumar, do you have any
Uh,
questions?
No. You can
Okay.
proceed.
Yeah, let's begin with the demo. Let's understand like what is this, what are the advantages, and then let's see how it goes from there.
Okay.
Rishi, if suppose like I want to listen the same class tomorrow, if I miss something in the middle, so do I get the recording?
You don't get any recording, but whatever I do, right, whatever I cover in the class goes as parts of my class notes that I hand over. And also there is a step-by-step PDF. Okay, so this is the step-by-step PDF of whatever has been done. Ideally, that is what we are going to follow in the class. In addition to that, I may say a few points which obviously gets into our class notes. But no, to answer your question, there's no recordings.
Okay.
Any other questions? I can begin.
Yeah, you can start, I think.
So, Kumar, you are from CMS back. Are you aware of what a content management system is?
Not exactly, but okay.
Okay, good. So we have a strong expertise from Venkat. Venkat, would you like to say what a content management system is?
Okay. I don't know a real definition, but content management system is something where we can dynamically create content or modify content at runtime using the CMS management system.
Okay. Okay, good. Thanks. So now let us understand. Okay, so basically, what is the requirement? I mean, what is the need for a content management? So basically, a content management system is a first of all, it's a web application, which means it runs over the web. Now, say for example, you have a BBC.com or a FoxNews.com. So when you have such large-scale websites, right? So obviously, BBC doesn't make sense if their content isn't getting updated, right? Whenever there is a news, you immediately need to update. Now, to update it, I can use something like a Java application or a .NET based application. Right? So I can have a JSP servlet website. So what is the need for this? So if I have a JSP based website, right, if I want to update any content, what is it I need? So I need to go and modify that JSP file, or I need to modify a HTML5 file, which means any content update needs an intervention of a developer to change the content. A normal non-technical user cannot go and add or edit any content. So that is where a content management system, it allows non-technical users to add and edit a website. What do I mean by that? Let us look at that in practice. Okay, so let me show you that one. Now let me open up a sample website. And in any content management site, right, when you say a page is it consists of different components. A page is composed of components. So I can go and edit some sections of a page and immediately make it make it live, which means, for example, if you look at this, okay, say let's assume this is a BBC website and this is some content. Now I feel that no, I'm not happy with this. I need to immediately change my website. So it's only about clicking that section of the page. So if you look at this entire page, it composes of different components. This is the image component, this is the text component, this is the list component, okay, and this is the carousel. Okay, when I say carousel, you can dynamically change the images. Okay, and you can also specify a time frame. For example, every 30 seconds this needs to keep rotating to the right. All those things you can, it's a configuration. So basically, if I feel that okay, So I'll just go and say okay. Now if I just say okay, if you see only this section of the page got changed, and basically only a non-technical user can come, add, edit or manage the content. And if you just say okay, and if you look this, there's something called preview mode which says how it looks in production. This is a view of how it looks in production. So you see this in production, this is not editable, which means an end user when he sees this is not editable, but an author can go and edit the content, which means in any content management system there is going to be somebody called as author who can go and manage my content. This is the main advantage. Whereas in a Java application, if you had to do the same change, you would have changed in the JSP HTML and it had to go through some kind of a deployment cycle. Right? It had to go through some kind of deployment cycle where it has to undergo a release, and whenever you have a release, you need to have some kind of release management, and all those tasks are there. This is the primary ad. Whenever you have constantly changing content, you would go for a content management system. Okay, this is one kind of a definition for a content. Any questions on this one? So if you look at what a content management, it is designed to make it easy for non-technical users to add, edit and manage a website. In addition to this, right, there are a lot of others back-end work. What are the back-end work? So it allows you to run workflows. When I say workflow, right, a workflow is a set of organizational steps. For example, say now I have only one author who went and edited the page, and automatically it comes into the live. Imagine there are geographically distributed authoring teams. Right? So the moment he does a change, obviously we don't want it to be available in the end user website. So what we need to do is we need to have some kind of a approval process. Right? Whenever I edit any content, it should go to the content reviewer. Right? Content reviewer can be that author's manager within the organization. So he is going to review the content that the author has edited. Only if he is happy with it, would you want to publish it? Okay. Would you want to publish it? I am going to discuss about these terms. So if you need to have some kind of organizational steps, you can run the workflows. So if you look at AEM, you have a separate console for managing the workflows. So let me show you that.
Rishi, I have one basic question.
Sure.
What is AEM and what is Securify developer, and what we learning?
Yes, I am going to show you that one. Okay. And let me complete this workflow and I'll tell you that one. So if you look at workflows here, the system comes built in with a set of workflows. These are the workflows. So basically, whenever you have any page, you can subject your page to a workflow, which means it is some set of organizational steps that you want your page to undergo, or that you want your website to undergo. So this is provided by, I mean, this workflow is not only in AEM, it will be provided by any CMS. Okay, and also when you have different pages, different users, right, and different permissions, like you can either read or write, or you can go and update, right? When you have these permissions, you need some kind of a framework to maintain these permissions, which means I need a way of adding users, groups, and mapping the permissions to them. So AEM comes built in with that. It's called as the user administration. If you look at this, so if you look at this is a group of users, okay, and it's as simple as just create user or create a group. The moment you create a user or group, it gets added here. And if you look at this, there is different permissions. So these users have access to these nodes, right? So if you look at the backend here in AEM, they use something called JCR. JCR stands for Java Content Repository, which is a hierarchical based storage. We're going to have an exclusive session on JCR. So basically, the advantage of JCR is there are no tables, rows here. Right? It is like your Mongo. It is a hierarchical based. So everything is a node here. Okay, everything is a node, which means on what nodes what users have read, write, modify. Okay? So this permission is already built in. If you look at any other Java application, you need to create the user table, you need to create the user role table, map the user table to user, all those framework you had to build, but here it is already available for you. Okay, now let us understand a little bit of history. Okay, and also before understanding some history, it also allows you, it makes the content searchable and indexable. What do you mean by indexing? Imagine a book with about 300 pages, and if you want to look for a topic, would you iterate over all the pages and look for the topic, or would you get into the index page and map that particular topic to the page number? Yeah, obviously going to the index and mapping the page number is easy. So if when you look at any website, right, so you need to have some kind of a indexing mechanism. So this any CMS is obviously going to provide you with is going to make your content indexable. Everything is about content here. So your content needs to be indexable. So what is the benefit of going for indexing? When you search for something, let me go, and if you look at this, implementing a search is very simple. There's already a component that comes in available for you. Okay, and when you search for say a triangle, it automatically lists you all the pages having triangle. Okay. So this is the ability of any CMS. It provides you with a searchability, as well as it has made the content indexable, which means this triangle, an index has been built for me which has triangle. That's why
Which type of search is it?
So
like
this one what we are using, this is a loose search, that's correct. And also AEM, you can integrate with a lot of other third-party search engines like Google search. You can go for Apache Solar, right? So you can have any search engine, but this one we are seeing here is Lucene search.
Okay.
The out of the box comes with Lucene to answer your question.
Okay.
Okay. Now this is what a content management job of a content management system is. Yeah, go ahead, Venkat.
What is the difference between JCR and JSR? I think, right? JSR.
So JCR stands for Java Content Storage, okay? And JSR is the specification. JCR stands for hierarchical based storage, and in that one, JSR stands for Java specification, which is like a specification. Specification means it is like an interface. So it is like a contract document, JSR 283. Now,
are being used in the AEM or
yes. So
both
when
are
you
used.
talk,
Okay.
no, that's what. Let me complete. So
Okay.
you have JCR, which is a model. JSR 283 is the contract document, which means it will say your JCR should use these methods, and these methods need to be definitely overridden in the implementation. So it is like an interface. JSR 283 is a specification. Now, in the implementation part, whenever you have an interface, you need somebody who is going to implement that interface, right? So there comes different vendors. Adobe has its own implementation of the JSR 283 contract. That is called CRX, Content Repository Exchange. Then there is Apache, right, who have their implementation. So that is called Apache Jackrabbit Oak. So JCR is the content model. JSR 283 is the contract. Implementers are Apache and Adobe. You got that one, right?
Okay.
Now, let us understand a little bit of history, right? Whether it is CQ, whether it is AEM, what exactly needs to be called. So before that, Kumar, is it clear like what a CMS is? Why you go for a CMS instead of a Java application or a .NET?
Yes, I'm trying to understand that. Yeah, I got it. A few points. Actually,
Feel free to ask if you have any questions.
Yeah. Of course.
Okay, so now let me open up a deck to explain your question. Okay, so basically this Day software was founded, initially it was called Day CQ5 because it was called Day because Day was a company right, which was founded in 1993, which was based in Switzerland. What happened is they started with Day CQ 3.5, which was rolled out in 2002. It had good demand, right? Whenever you have any good demand for a product, it continuously keeps evolving. So till 2010, it was pretty good in the market. So whenever you have a tool which has more clients using it, right, you'll have big players watching it. Adobe took over the day, and in 2011 onwards, they started calling it as Adobe CQ. And the version 5.4 onwards, Adobe took over. They started calling us 5.4. So Adobe had a very ambitious targeting plan for this one, and in 2012, they almost every year, right, they kept on coming with a new release. In 2012, it was Adobe CQ 5.5. Now Adobe CQ, they felt that okay, enough of using this CQ. CQ stands for communique. COMMUNIQUE, that is the product name. And 2013, right, there was a lot of demand in the market, so Adobe thought of naming it with their own name. They started calling it as Adobe Experience Manager. So version 5.6 onwards, it's called Adobe Experience Manager. Now currently what version is being used? They have launched a 6.1 version. So it's called AEM 6.1. So if you are referring to versions 5.4, 5.5, call it Adobe CQ. If you are referring to 6.1, 5.6 or 6.0, call it as AEM. Older versions are called Day CQ. Is it clear why what different names are used?
Yeah. So no more CQ right?
No more CQ. But people who don't know, they say we are going to use CQ or AEM. So everything is one and the same. So basically, CMS is Adobe's CQ5 is Adobe's flagship content management system, and it's the leading CMS in the market. So why is there a tremendous demand for CQ, right, or AEM? Now we have something like a foresters, or we have these gardeners. Okay. So basically these are the people, I think foresters, you guys may have heard it. So these are the guys who evaluate different available tools in the market. Okay. So they will take IBM's tools, they will take any other tools available in the same market segment, and they are going to have some parameters based on which they are going to evaluate. Now, if you look at this, CQ5 was on top for 1 or 2 constant years, as well as Adobe Adobe Marketing Cloud. So this is a total digital marketing solution in which AEM is one particular, CMS part is AEM. So CMS part is used to build the website, obviously. Now, is just building a website enough? No. We need to have some kind of a tracking mechanism where we want to find out how many users are visiting my website. Between 10 to 12, which geographical area has more visitors? Right? We need to have a lot of reports and analytics on my page. Right? So Adobe have different solutions. They have 6 primary solutions, right, which compose a marketing cloud. We have this analytics solution called Adobe Analytics. And also, once you have an analytics solution to your website, you may also want to have some social collaboration. For example, I may want, if say for I'm a online clothing website, okay. So what I sell is I sell sweaters, pants, t-shirts, and all these things. Now, I have a big user group in Facebook, right? So all these users, they're interested in hiking, right? So based on their Facebook likes, I need to send some kind of promotions to them, right? So first of all, I need to pull in their likes from Facebook, and then I need to launch some campaigns to them, to those users who are interested in hiking. All right. So then for all this, imagine if I need to code, right? I need to code the connectivity to Facebook. I need to write a lot of code in such cases. Just give me one moment, guys. Right. So there is already a framework in place. There's already a total marketing solution in place, which is called Adobe Social. So when you have Adobe Social, it allows you to collaborate your website with Twitter, Facebook, like your page on Facebook, Twitter. It gives you an automatic post to them and all those things. So that solution is called Adobe Social. Then we also have something called campaign. So have you guys heard about personalization?
Yeah. Yes.
Sorry,
So personalization,
personalization.
it's a concept. So basically when you have a website, right, imagine your Amazon. So based on your previous patterns of buying, or based on
Recommendations.
correct, based on showing relevant content to relevant users, recommendations, offers, and all those things, right? So based on, so that will be very specific according to my browsing pattern, right? For example, if I have gone to Amazon and if I checked only books from last 30 days, whenever any new book comes in, I may have some kind of a newsletter or a campaign in my email, right, saying this email, this has been launched, and when you log into the page, it will say recommendations for your, suggestions for you, and all those things. That is called the personalization. So AEM already has a framework for doing that one. I mean, this Adobe Marketing Cloud, this already has a frame that is called campaign management. So Adobe campaign is the solution. Now what I would strongly recommend you guys to do is get into YouTube and type in these keywords, right? Adobe Analytics. So you'll see a small 6 or 7 minute video. So similarly, see the videos for all these 6 solutions. Then there is also Adobe Media Optimizer. What is this Media Optimizer? Now say for example you are Fox News or BBC, and you're at the site where any event has occurred, right? Now the moment you capture the video, right, of that, or you capture the image, obviously anybody who is viewing your website would be interested to view those images. The moment I capture the image or video, this dynamic media allows me to immediately post it to my website. It's just one button click and it goes into your website live. Right? So such abilities is really required of any digital marketing tool. So we have some solution called Media Optimizer. And also for personalization, we have, other than this Adobe campaign, we also have something called Adobe Target. This is another tool which you need to buy. So this Adobe Target, what happens is you can have alpha beta versions. So when you have one page, the same page will be, you can have 10 versions of the same page. And based on the whoever end user logs in, right, based on some criteria, for example, if his age is less than 25, I'll show one version of the page. If his age is greater than 25, I'll show another version. So you'll have different versions of the page, and based on the segment of the user who is viewing, you can show different versions. That is called as an Adobe Target. All these solutions, and Experience Manager is what we are going to focus in this training. This is a AEM training. So all these solutions together is what comprises of a Adobe Marketing Cloud. Is this clear? Any questions on this one?
Yeah.
You need to learn the AEM part.
I think target and campaign are also very important topics, right? So
Yeah, very important. But again, you have so when you are a CMS AEM developer, your job is only around building the website. But yes, obviously it is important to learn it. You will have separate people who are going to do this. It depends on how your organization works.
so
But to answer your question, yes, it is
does it
important to learn.
not require any coding in the AEM?
No, not at all. You just need
Support
to
target
embed
and
a JavaScript. That's the only thing you need to do.
oh, is it? Okay. Even
Yes.
for like a social, that's it? Like
Yes.
social also we does.
So social, there is a separate configuration for social. That's just one-time
Uh-huh.
configuration, and your data will be available to your AEM. It's a cloud
Okay.
configuration that you need to do.
Okay. I'm just checking how important to learn other things are. Or
Yeah. First of all, you need to get clear I mean, you need to focus on what area you want to go in this solution. Right?
okay.
Obviously, you cannot go through it's very huge, right? The learning effort itself takes close to 1 year per solution. I mean, I'm saying at an expert level. So when
Okay.
you get into AEM itself will take around 1 year for you to get familiar with everything. After that, if you want at architect level, you can just look through how to integrate and all these things. Focus on one solution, whatever area you would like to.
Okay. Okay.
And so,
So one more thing.
yeah,
This Marketing Cloud, what was before they released these things? Like there was nothing to do with this
No,
version. Okay.
there was nothing. This entire marketing cloud, it's a new thing. Like it
When
started
they
in
released
2000,
this?
or
Okay.
maybe 2012 or something. Yeah,
Okay.
but this CMS was there, right?
Okay.
But Adobe Analytics, all these things are recent development, last three,
Okay.
4 years.
Okay. Okay.
Earlier, see, you could have used Google Analytics for the tracking. Now,
Right.
instead
Right.
of Google Analytics, Adobe have their own analytics. Or you could have
Java or
used
some.
something like Web Trends, you could have used. That is another
Right. Right.
solution.
Right. Yeah.
Now, let us understand some terminologies from within AEM. Okay, so let me pull up a quick note. We are going to understand two things here. One is environments, and one is stakeholders. Stakeholders within AEM. So first stakeholder is author. Okay, who is an author? An author, he does two things. One is builds the website. Okay, and he manages the content. When I say build the website, he is going to use the components built by author. Okay. He is also responsible for translating the content into different, because when I talk about a website, right, whenever I talk about any website, right, what is the end goal? The website should be it should be multi-channel and multi-language. Correct. When I say multi-channel, it should work on desktop, it should work on any mobile device, it should work on my tablet, or it should work on any device. So it should be only one-time building activity. Right? You don't want to build separate websites for separate devices. It should be one-time building. So your AEM gives you an ability to make it multi-channel. And also, whenever you look at large-scale websites, right, it will have like different languages like ENFR, D, German, right, all these things. So it should be just one-time activity, and that one-time activity should roll out the content to your different languages, right? That is the end user goal. So if you look at big websites, for example, say I open a website like Intel.com. This is an AEM, guys. Okay. So if you look at this large-scale website, or Adobe.com for that matter, right? The moment I logged in, I don't know if you guys have realized this, it takes me to INEN. If you guys try to log into Intel.com, can you guys log into Intel.com? What is the URL that can you read the URL for me?
Yeah, intel.com/content www/us.
Yeah, you see the difference there.
Yep.
I'm here in India. It opens the IN page, and for you guys, even if you log into Adobe.com, that is the same thing. It will take me to Adobe.India. Continue to India. You see here. Continue to India. You see a continue to US. So these are the kind of things that have been built, which means just one word, and you can choose any language you want here. So you need to do these internationalization abilities. You need to add it. So AEM gives you the framework to do those things. Whichever you want, you can add it. So this is the beauty of this multi-channel, multi-language. Adobe provides you with that one. Now, first, this is the author. So author is one responsible for building the website. He manages the content, uses components built by developer. Okay, and he's also responsible for translation. The second kind of stakeholder here is developer. What is the job of a developer? Now, when you talk about any CMS, there are some components that already come shipped. The moment you install the product, there is already a list of components that are available for use. So your development effort becomes less. But there are some scenarios where there are no components which can be used or reused. Okay, so in such scenarios, you need to build new components. Okay, there is a scenario one, what a developer does. In some scenarios, Existing component is okay, but you just need to customize it a little as per the needs, right? Customize as per the requirement. So you may need to customize the component, and also you may need to add some Java code here. To add any Java code, we use a modular based programming approach. Okay? This is called OSGI bundles. We are going to look at this in depth. Okay? This is called OSGI bundles. So you may need to code something in Java and all those things. You may also need to take care of integration with other frameworks, right? For example, in a large scale application, you may have your CRM in Salesforce. Right? You may need to do this integration of your AEM with Salesforce, or you may have a e-commerce framework like Hybris, okay, where you need to integrate it. So this is the job of a developer. What is the third kind of stakeholder? The third kind of stakeholder is admin. Okay. When I say admin, admin is responsible for building different environments. So when you take any large scale, right, you would have different environments, like you would have your dev, you would have your QA, you would have your UAT, right, and then finally you would have your prod. Right. So somebody needs to install all these instances in these environments. Somebody needs to take care of deploying the code into these environments. Okay. Somebody needs to take care of maintenance activities on production. Right. There are some daily activities like the offline compaction, tar optimization, and all these things. These are the task specific. So somebody needs to take care of all this. Somebody needs to take care of assigning the users, creating new users, assigning permissions to groups, all those things, right? That is the job of an admin. Got it? That is the job of admin. So these are the three stakeholders we have. And what are the two environments we have within CQ? One is the author environment. So author environment is an environment where author logs in and he does the website building activity and content editing activities. So once an author, the website is ready, right, it needs to be published to another environment called publish. What is this publish? This publish is what is available to the end users. Obviously, we are not going to expose the publish as it is. We have another web server and it's called a dispatcher. So let us not worry about that. At this level, we'll know that, okay, end users access the publish. So author creates the website here. So how, now you may ask me, okay, I agree that website is here, but how is the website coming to this publish? So there is a mechanism called activation or publishing. So that is how the content is brought from the author to the publish. This is how the content is getting synced. The end user is going to see the publish. Obviously, when the end user sees and publish, there will not be abilities for the end user to edit any content within your page. Okay, so this is how it works. Any questions around this one, guys? Any of you?
No, no,
Okay.
no from us.
And also let us understand where AEM stand. Now you may ask me, okay, all these things maybe my other CMS also provides it. So what are the features or advantages of AEM? So the advantages of features of AEM are, one is it allows you to create personalized web pages. When you have personalized web pages, right, it obviously increases your lead conversion and it improves the brand loyalty. The intention of building any website is to increase customer loyalty and brand awareness. So when you have personalized web pages showing relevant content at relevant times, you're obviously increasing the lead conversion. Right? That is point number one, personalized web pages. Point number two, right, it offers its translation management and multi-site manager. When I say multi-site manager, it means just one time building an activity, you can, out of one root site, you can build multiple language websites, or out of one website, you can build multiple channel, right? You will have one desktop version, out of which you can roll out different areas to your mobile. So if you look at this, let me show you that one. Let me open my mobile site. Okay. My building activity was just one time. I build components only once, and I can use something called multi-site manager tool to send it to different channels. So let me show you an emulator here. This is what I wanted to show you. Okay, I can use this guy. You see, I can choose different mobile devices here. Right? This is how my website looks. And I'm using this. There's a palette here. This is a palette which has my components. I can use the same components which is available and drag and drop it here. Okay, it automatically gets adjusted here. So basically it will tell you how the website looks on different mobile devices. That I can choose a BlackBerry. I can choose any device. There is a group of devices here. On a Samsung Galaxy Tab, how it looks. I can use the same components here again. This is the beauty of it, right? It's a one-time component building activity which can be used for any device. This is the beauty. This is called multi-site manager capabilities. It allows you to create, edit, and manage region-specific websites in different languages and different channels. When I say channels, it's obviously mobile devices. And also one more thing is, it offers, I'm talking about the advantage of AEM, right? It offers social marketing tools such as blogs, communities. So for example, if you are a clothing website, you would want to discuss about your product. Right? If I bought a book, I would like to discuss about the book with other users or other groups which have similar interests. So it allows me to build blogs, communities, and also I can have some forums and ratings and reviews. So basically when you have such things, what is that you are doing? You are making your website interactive, which means the end user feels he is part of your brand, right? He can interact with the brand, he can help you to improve the brand. So you are engaging the visitors and customers across different several media channels to get their input and to make your website interactive. This provides you with an ability which other CMS do not provide. Okay, and also it provides, the most important one is it provides digital asset management capabilities. When I say digital asset management, any website, for example, your Fox News or BBC, when I say digital asset, it can be your images, it can be your videos, it can be your PDFs, it can be any kind of document. We call this as digital asset. Now, BBC.com, right? Within BBC, you will have multiple subdomains: sports.bbc.com, culture.bbc.com. So within BBC, we will have multiple sub-websites. So how about having one centralized console for managing all the digital assets? Right? It's always good to have one single console for managing all digital assets. So that is called as DAM, which stands for Digital Asset Management. If you look at this, let me log into the DAM. Okay, it's a centralized console for managing all. So for example, I can have something, imagine instead of geometrics it will be BBC, and all related BBC will have the digital assets here, right? All images, PDFs, and if I open any image, the moment I upload any image, automatically different renditions also get created. What is the benefit of going for rendition? So when I say rendition, you will have a standard the height and width of any image. Automatically some 3-4 heights and width images are created. So advantage is, for my mobile I can use the smallest one, for my desktop I can use this, for my tablet I can use this, right? So I need not write any extra code to.
Which I have a doubt here.
Sure, sure, go
When you have renditions here, then why do you
ahead.
have multiple devices to fit into your application? Suppose for
Now,
mobile, you are showing some devices, right? More
yeah.
than one.
Hmm.
When you have renditions, right? It can fit into any kind of
But
device.
I need to specify, right? For example, if it is a desktop, it needs to be this image. If it is a mobile, it needs to. I need to say, okay, it just created the rendition in the DAM. But when I'm coding for a mobile, I need to say which rendition has to come, right? I need to have some kind of I need to do the device detection and show the relevant image. What is the
So
question here? I did not get your question actually.
How the device detection happens here?
So that for
You
that
have,
one, not only here, any website, how a device detection happens, you can have some kind of a CSS media query,
okay, okay.
or also whenever you fire any request, right? You have a request header. In the request header, you
Yep,
can,
yep, okay, yep. Same thing you, okay.
yeah, same thing you can use.
Okay.
Yeah, so
Like in other products, they have this, what do you call it, mobility, this one, right? Does it not have that one?
what exactly do you mean by that?
Depends on the device. It automatically changes the templates. Like, it
Yeah,
change,
same ability is provided.
or you need to code, how you need
No,
to
no need
really
to code.
code, or it has, okay, okay.
There are two things, two ways of doing it. One is, okay, whenever you talk about any mobile website, there are three ways of doing the mobile website, at least in AEM. Okay, one is just go
See,
for a responsive framework. Right? You can
right,
have some kind of a bootstrap framework. Okay?
right.
So when
Okay.
you go for a bootstrap, automatically you will just have a CSS. One CSS file is enough. You'll have a media query within your CSS and a bootstrap.
Okay.
Automatically it is going to lay out your grids, I mean your screen into different grids and show
Mm,
whatever is. That is the first way of doing.
okay.
Second way of doing here, we have something called phone gaps here. Phone gap
Mm.
integration. So this phone gap is a tool by Adobe
Oh, okay. Uh-huh.
for mobile development. So here,
Okay.
this is only specific to mobile device. You have iPhone, you have Android, right? So usually what you do, you need to go to the iTunes, get the app. If you need to go to the Android, get the app. But when you have an application made by PhoneGap, it automatically works on both iOS as well as any OS. That is the
Okay.
PhoneGap. This is the second way.
Mm.
The third
Mm.
way of building it is using something called MSM. When you use MSM, what happens is you will have one master copy, and in the master copy you can specify what components. Obviously all the components which are there on your master copy need not, master copy is the desktop copy, it need not be visible to your mobile, right? So you can go and specify what you need to roll out accordingly, like what components to be required and what are the size of the images, all these things you can specify. This is the third way. So
What
you
is the
need
full
to
form of MSN?
multi-site manager.
Multi-cell. Okay, okay. Okay.
You see, here based on the OS, Android or iPhone, I mean, it will fit, right? As you said.
Right.
In that case, it will be heavyweight, right? Because based on the mobile device, based on the OS, it is switching into corresponding area. Like, you mean to say like it is maintaining two versions, right?
Correct.
Then it will be heavyweight, right? It will be burden to the device, right? Then
Burden to the device or burden to the web server?
both. Sorry, a web server.
So first of all, whenever you are making any consideration, right, of which I told you three approaches of which one to go, whether to go for responsive framework. So you need to evaluate, okay, is your what do you say? Is your website more CSS heavy? Right? Which means how many CSS files are there, how many pages are there, right, and how many devices are using. So you need to make a chart and you need to do a POC evaluating all the approaches, right? You need to do a simple POC for 3-4 pages and you need to have kind of metrics, right? What is the page load time if I go for this approach? What is the page load time if I go for phone gaps? And do I have phone gap experts with me? You need to do a lot of evaluation, whether I will have the right expertise. Am I a company whose CSS and UI is very strong? Then I will go for responsive. Or if you feel that is the MSM rollout, right? When I say multi-site manager, the based on the request header, which one? So you need to do kind of a metric evaluation and see what is the expertise, how many pages are there. You need to see the load, you need to see the page load times using all the three approaches and then come into a, there is no best approach here. It all depends on what you need. These are the three things available. It depends on your evaluation to keep
How
it
do you
simple.
how do you test page load and all? Like, is there any tool for that?
Yes, in Adobe you have a tool to create, and even in your Chrome, right? If you just go into the developer
Yes,
tools,
okay,
you can see
okay.
that is more than enough.
Okay. Sounds good. Rishi, seems like you have a lot of experience in Adobe. How many years experience you have?
I have around 3.5 years.
Oh, good. Okay.
Okay, and let's not discuss too much today. So some of the most important features are, right, workflows, digital assets, and you can also tag the content. And the tagging is a part of the SEO, right? SEO means like search engine optimization. So whenever you have any content, you need to classify the content with different keywords so that all those different keywords can be used for searching. So this is provided by our AEM. And
Whose role is that? Is it developer role or other role or who?
Most likely it will be the author's role to tag that
Okay.
because he is the one responsible creating a page. As a developer,
Assets.
right, I don't even know how many pages are there. I don't care about what pages are there.
Right.
Okay, and so if you look at this, there are some large scale players like Philips, there is there's Intel.com, Chelsea FC, Adobe.com, Harley, all these companies have gone to AEM, Kellogg's, McDonald's, Citrix.com, Nike.com, GM.com. No, even visitflorida.com. Do you know the story about Florida? Visit Florida. So
I don't
Florida,
know.
their website wasn't doing well. Okay? They were terribly performing, and only when they had a tracking mechanism, right? When people used to visit only once, they never used to come back to their website for bookings and all those things. So they went into a total digital marketing solution, wherein they did a lot of personalization, and they also did a lot of target campaigns, discounts, offers, promotions, vouchers. All these things were started. Right? This was because of their Adobe Marketing Cloud, and then their sales increased by 30%. It is a real evidence. Visit Florida.com,
I'm just opening it.
Audi.com, NBC, Universal, Honda. So how do I find out if a website is an AEM or not? Right? There's a very interesting tool. If you go to builtwith.com.
Wait a minute. I'm not seeing your. Okay.
Okay. So now, for example, builtwith.com, and let me type in Chelsea football, chelseafc.com. So all these companies, whatever I showed you, most of it is Fortune 100, Fortune 200, right? They're spending a lot of money on this. So this gives you the total technology stack of your website. Right? You see the web server they use is Apache, and you see the email services they use is Microsoft Exchange Online, these solutions. The content management system they use Adobe CQ. This is how you
Where is
find
that?
out.
Can I put codes.com?
Can you spell it for me?
KOHL. Yes.
HL is coles.com. Oh, they're using Oracle Web Center sites.
Okay.
They're not using AEM. Okay, that's moving to AEM.
Yeah, that's what I heard, and that's why I'm asking.
So if you see foxnews.com, okay, that's where you would be working. Which company are you working? I mean, if I may ask you that.
I'm working as a consultant.
Okay. Okay, so you're not tied to any company.
Yeah, not tied to any company.
You're free to do what you want.
Not exactly. But, yeah.
Yeah, you see citrix.com, content management, they use AEM. You can see a lot of things here. You can also see what is the analytics they use. They use demand-based analytics tracking. They use Google Analytics. They use CQ Analytics. See, this is a very strong. They use all kinds of analytics solutions. What are the JavaScript libraries? Facebook, jQuery, all these things. So widgets. What are the widgets they use? What is the content delivery network they use? Akamai they use. Languages. Oh, it's a very beautiful. I don't know how they coded this guy, but very easy.
Yeah, it looks very good.
Okay guys, so this is all I had for the demo. Let's see how it goes based on your feedback. Let's see what we can.
Yeah, looks good. And you covered both, right? Developer and advanced developer, or it's a
Correct.
two separate things?
Yeah, it's two separate. We have embedded into one. And
Okay.
it depends on however you want. If you feel that for now, let me just learn the developer, we can do it that way. If you feel that no, I want to go for an integrated course, you can take both. I mean, it's your choice,
Oh,
however you want
okay.
it.
But you charging for one or you'll charge
No,
separately?
now whatever, I don't know what is quoted to you. I think both have been quoted as one whole module.
Okay, one module. Okay.
So yeah, it's your choice, right? So some
Okay.
people prefer that, okay, I'll just take up the developer training. I would like to see how good the trainer is and then go for the second one. So it's your
Yeah.
choice to it.
So how many years of experience you have total?
I have a total of around 6.5 now.
Oh, 600. Okay. Out of that, you are working on
Not of, but
this.
this AEM Adobe Solutions has been 4 years, and before to
Oh,
that I was on Java, J2W, Spring,
yeah.
Struts,
Okay.
Hibernate, and as a
Okay.
normal full stack Java developer, that's my
Okay.
area.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Okay. And you said Sitecore WordPress more.
Oh yeah, this one I forgot to go. So Sidecar was a .NET. So we were trying to understand what are the different other things available in the market, right? Sidecar was a .NET. Now, when you have a .NET based CMS, it's always hard to get .NET developers compared to Java. So that's where people prefer Java based. And one more fun of Java is, right, you just write once and run it anywhere. That is the mechanism you want to leverage. So that's why we go for a Java over Sidecar. Then there is also a PHP based lot of things are there, right? Drupal, WordPress, Magnolia. Documentum is a .NET based CMS. IBM has its own CMS. But again,
Okay.
PHP, this doesn't have these features that I was talking about, right? Everything in one solution, only Adobe can provide. This is one thing. And also, Actron was doing well in the market. But the problem with Actron was it lacked integration with systems like analytics and automation. Right? So this one,
Okay.
if you see, analytics is just embedding one JavaScript and yes, you are done. Tracking is done. You just need to, and you also need to obviously provide the tracking parameters. But the ease of integration with analytics is easier for AEM with Adobe Analytics compared to any other solution. And also you have IBM Web Content Management. This also is doing well in the market. IBM WCM. Yeah, I think
But
which WCM you said Fatwire, right?
yeah, Fatware. You don't have in
Oh,
the list.
yeah, I don't have in the list. So
Yeah.
it's a total. What is it? A Java based?
Yeah, Java based. Yes.
Okay. Any big players are using that one?
Yeah, like I said, Colts is using currently.
Oh, it's coming as Adobe Goals. It didn't show up here somehow.
No, it came as Web Center sites, right? Which is nothing but Fatware.
Oh, okay. That's Oracle tool, is it?
Yeah, Oracle.
Oh, that's very good. That's a good learning for me. Good.
There are many out there. Cars.com is there.
Mm, good. Maybe slowly they may move to AEM.
Yeah, yeah.
Now I think it's
People
the
are finding
market.
good with the yeah.
Yeah, it's a feature. You just go into there, which is that site very famous. Indeed.com. You see how many Adobe openings are there.
Yeah,
You
I
can
know.
compare it with any other CMS tool.
Yeah, I know, I know. Yeah, I know.
But again, all these things are very short-lived, right? Maybe 1 or 2 or 3 years. When you talk about any product, obviously there is a lot of competition. But when
Right,
it is hard, you need to get into that. That is how we need to be flexible, right?
right. So what is your working hours of office working hours?
Yeah, I work like I keep working. I start now. I need to start in another 10 minutes, and I go until night.
Was
If I'm
you
stuck with
work for
something,
two,
I
three
need.
companies or only one
Yeah,
company?
like I work on assignments, like whatever assignment. I keep traveling actually. So
Oh,
whenever so sometimes I don't sleep at all. You know this CQ, right? Where very
yeah.
less people and more companies are using it, and obviously there is a lot of demand for consulting work. And if you
Mm-hmm.
get stuck with issues, you really get stuck with it. That is a problem.
So how much Java is required? It's the last question I'm asking. How much Java really
Mm,
required? Suppose Kumar said he is very like mainframe. I don't know whether you heard about it or not.
yeah.
Um,
IBM,
so
which mainframes are you working on, Kumar?
IBM. I mean, I
Oh,
think I
okay,
do.
IBM. Okay.
How tough it is for him to learn this? Be honest, he'll learn
Yeah, of
Java and
course
come
I'm
back.
honest. I mean, I'm really honest about whatever I speak. So basically, I have a This is what this is the only thing I expect from you. You need to be a master. Okay, so Kumar, I was assuming you know basics of. You don't know even the basics of Java, Kumar.
Yeah, basics. That's fine. Basics. Yes.
Okay, I'll tell you very honestly what all is required. Okay, so one is you need to understand about a little bit about JVM, a little bit about class loading. I'm talking about the theoretical aspects, not the
Yes.
practical. A little bit about class loading, class and instance creation. And this is
Yes.
very basic.
Yes. Yes. Those
This
are.
one I feel you can manage. Okay, and also
Yes.
so when you have some string, right,
Mm.
what is the string utilities? How do I work with string? All these things you need to know.
Okay.
There's one thing. And then when you talk about coding, you need to understand a little bit about collections, right? And how what is iterator? How to use it. I just need to know simple coding. You can do a lot of YouTube on this one. Okay, so what is required? What is iterator? And when you talk about J2W, you need to know a little bit of JSP. What is a JSP? What is the life cycle of a JSP? What exactly happens in the background? What are the different tags in JSP? JSP tags, implicit objects in JSP. How to create a custom tag. Again, there are two ways of learning JSP, right? If you learn Java J2W in depth, you may need about 1 or 2 months or 3 months, whatever. But based on need-based scenario, right? When you encounter something, you go and learn it. That is one more way of learning. So I'm saying you need these things: JSP tags, implicit objects, how to create a custom tag, what are the different directives. It's good to know these things. Then servlet, what is a servlet? How do I create a servlet? What are the concept behind a servlet? What are the different methods? Right? You have a lot of YouTube videos which you can find. Okay, if you are really new to this one, there's a very good website, Java Brains by Kaushik. It's good for learning JSP servlets. And obviously, right, you guys in the US, for you, lynda.com is very good to learn. And pluralsight.com is very good. They have these small videos, right? They have 5-minute videos on each topic. Really good to know. You can do hands-on as well. You can go through these things. And also, it's good if you are well versed with HTML and JavaScript. I wouldn't say HTML5, just simple HTML, JavaScript, and CSS is sufficient. And these are the prerequisites. Okay, this is all this today, guys. So let's stop it here, and let's see like how it goes. Okay.
Yep. Whom
Thanks.
should we
Thanks.
talk to, like
You
about?
can coordinate with the Srini, like he's going to handle all these things.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
And let's see like when we can start and all those things if you guys are interested. Okay. If
Okay.
not, thanks a lot for spending time with me. I appreciate your time. Thanks, guys.
Thanks. Nice lesson.
Yeah, same
Goodbye.
here.
Thank you.
Thanks. Bye.